Hello my YouTube friends, welcome to this exciting lesson in Revit structure. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you on how you can model this sports facility that you are seeing here. Now, if you watch from start to finish and learn on how to create such a facility, I can assure you, you are going to master all the tips and tricks that you can use to create any complex, structure that is a steel structure in Revit, including a concrete structure, because Revit is the same software that we are using here. All right, now, if you like what I'm doing on this channel, please make sure that you like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And most importantly, check my website where there are detailed courses. It's www.skillmaxcard.com. The link is in the description. And most importantly, don't forget to turn on the bell notification. So we'll get started in this lesson. And what I'll do, I'll simply delete everything here so that we start from scratch. So what I'll do, I'll just orbit like this. Just select everything like that and delete from there. Now I also have these. I'll select this one, right click, select all instances visible in view and delete from there. I'll also select this one, which is a floor, right click, select all instances visible in view and delete. All right, now we'll just remain with the grids and the levels. Now, if you don't know how to model to create the grids and the levels, there are tons of tutorials on my channel. You can just watch any and you should be able to to learn how to create the grids and the levels. We just want to save a bit of time here. All right, even this one, I think I'll just leave it. Just model in place, and I have lessons on modeling in place on my channel. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go to south elevation so that we see the levels that we have. All right, so I'll select this one or this one there. Just click it by the grip there, and now drag it so that we're able to see. And I'll also select this one. Click by that symbol there, the heartbeat symbol, drag it like that. So we just have TOF, GL, and TOC and the eaves. So we'll just open the, okay, where do we start from? We'll just open the TOC, top of concrete. I'll just double click there, and here we are. Now let me also just remove this. You see why I added this as we go on in the lesson. So select all instances visible in view. Okay, I'll just delete also all these. Okay. All right, so I'm here and I'll start with the modeling of the concrete columns where the steel columns will sit. So to do that, just go to structure and click on column, and now go to your properties and find your concrete column there. I'll just pick this one here, click on edit there, and just counter check the dimensions B and H. So 450 millimeters is okay for me. I'll just click on OK. Now you can see from here that we are on top of concrete. We want our columns to go down, so I'll select depth and all the way up to the TOF. All right, and now from here I can simply add my column right there, or I can also add all the columns at once. And I'll start with this grid here so that I can copy on the other locations. So I'll pick at grids and select everything like that. The preview will show all the concrete columns, and I'll click on finish. Right. Actually, for the concrete columns, I can just select all the grids. So I'll go back, and am I still in there? Let me first of all finish. Okay, I'll just click on yes. So I'll pick at grids, select everything, because for the columns, for the concrete columns, I want them to be everywhere, and click on finish. Then I'll go to my 3D view, and you can see that I have those concrete columns. I'll click on modify to escape. Now let me also add the floor here to save as a ground also. All right, so I'll go to TOC and go to structure, then just find the floor right there and click on floor. Now I'll just pick this generic floor. If you want, you can check each dimensions by clicking there and going to structure and clicking on edit. So for this one, I'm just using a meter because I just want this one to save as the ground. If you want, you can put the actual thickness here, but I'm just reminding you that this one, I just want it to save it. I want this to save as my ground. So I'll just click OK, apply OK, and now I'll use a rectangle, and I'll just create it at random from this point up to that point. And now I'll use a line by clicking on line there, and I just want to trim it from there up to that point, and up to that point. Now you can use the trim from here, or just TR on your keyboard as a shortcut and trim these lines. Right, once you finish editing, just click on finish there on the green check mark. Click outside, let's see it in 3D and see that this is what we have. Okay, now I think I need to counter check my columns there. I think the dimensions are not right, so I'll select on it, or maybe let me check this one. I'll select on this concrete floor. Let me check. The level is still also okay. I think this is wrong. I want this one to be at GL, the ground level. Click outside. What I want are these columns to stick out of the ground, as you can see from here. Okay, now this is correct. So in Revit, you can make corrections at any time, even if you place certain things at the level which is not correct. So now I'll go back there and let me start modeling my steel columns on top of the concrete columns. So just go to structure, click on column, and the column will be 203, 203, 46. So I'll just click there and find it here, which is right here. Now counter check here. My column has to go all the way up to the eaves, so I'll change this one up to height, then all the way up to the eaves, as you can see from here. Now what I'll do, I can add these columns one by one, or if I want, I can just click add grids and select all these grids. Release my mouse, you can see that I have those columns. I can finish there and just be at fine level of detail so that you can see the columns like that. I'll click on modify. Let's check it in 3D. Just click there. You can see that we have our column right there. Now you are seeing the colors like this because I've already added the filters. So if you want to learn on how to create filters so that you have these colors, I have a lesson on my channel. You can check it out. But for now, we want to focus on the modeling techniques and on how you can create this structure right here. All right. Okay, now having done this, let's also model our die beam here. Our die beam, you just go to structure, go to the beam, and now find it here. And what we want is a 203, 133, somewhere here. Let's find it by 25 right here. I'll select on it. Now, if you're modeling in 3D, make sure that 3D snapping is selected and also chain is selected so that you can just click there and you can continue by just clicking on top there, and you can see that my beams are being created there with the colors already which I've added to the filters. All right, I'll escape once here. Now I'll just go to TOC, and now I'll go to view and go to elevation. I want to create a framing elevation. I'll just click on framing elevation and put my cursor there. Once it's highlights like that, click on it. I'll escape once, zoom in there, double click the head quickly, or you can go to the framing elevations here and double click. You still open the same view. Now from here, just expand this box, right click, hold your left mouse, also hold your left mouse like that. You are seeing the members as single lines. Change to fine level of detail and you can see it like this. Now let's also have those members at an angle, and we are going to use an IPE 200. So what I'll do, I'll simply go to structure, I'll use beam, and I'll just click there and find the IPE 200. Then I'll just pick it maybe roughly at 400 from the top there, and I want to pick the center. I'll just use this option, draw mirror axis. I'll select this one here. I'll put my cursor there. Okay, right click, then go to snap overrides mid between 2 points. Am I doing the correct thing? Put the cursor there, right click, snap overrides mid between 2 points. I'll select this point and that point. Now let me try to click below here. Okay, you can see that we have that particular member here. Now I don't want it to be like that. I'm just going to change, you know, how it appears here, the join right there. Okay, so maybe let me just drag it a bit there, select on it, and let me drag it up to there. All right, so that it doesn't miter in that particular way. All right, so now from here, what I want to do, if I just go to my 3D view, let me see what I have. orbit like this. I can select this member so that I orbit about that point. Zoom in here using my mouse and orbit using the shift and the wheel on my mouse. So I'm just going to, to ensure that I just go to steel and I just want to copy this member. So I'll select this one, hold Control, select this one. I'll go to steel, the steel tab there and click on copy. Right, so you can see that I've copied that member. Right, so it's joining properly there. I'll also come down here, click on copy. I'll select this member by holding Control and click on finish, and I have it like that. I just want to make sure that as I copy, everything should be good. So let me also select. Okay, I hope I'm doing the right thing. Now I've just this view, which is right here, so that in case, I miss what I'm doing, I can always refer to this one. Okay, so this is the joint that I'm working on. All right, so what I'll do, I'll also copy this part. I'll select this one, this member, hold Control, and this one. Oh, I already have those, copying. So I'll put the cursor there, tab, select on it, and I just want to remove it. Okay, I think I'm okay now. So I'll go back there and click on copy, select this member, hold Control, select that one, right click and finish. Okay, now I'll copy this against this one. I'll select this member. Actually now I can, copying is fine. I'll select this member, hold Control, select this one, right click and finish. Okay, now my joint is okay. So the copying, it means that I'm just welding on those points, so it's okay the way it is. Now what I'll do, I just need to mirror. All right, I think mirror is okay. So I'll just pick this option, pick axis. I'll select on it. So I'll just pick this one, pick that one, pick it. Now I was trying to find, a multiple option. I don't seem to find it, so I'll just keep on clicking there, and it's still very, very fast. So we have those members just like that. Now I'll go back to my 3D view, and you see that I have those members. Now what I'm going to do, I'll simply copy these members here and there. So I'll simply select all these, just moving in that location, select like that, orbit, and now go back to plan view, and I'll click on copy. I'll just make sure that multiple on and constraint is selected, and I'll pick it from there. Am I copying these? Okay, I'll go back. I'll escape once. I'll go back to my 3D view. For some reason, why am I not copying this frame? But I'll still have to copy it. So let me go back to this particular view by orbiting like that. Let me select. Right, I'll go down there. Okay, I'll click on copy. Okay, multiple and constraint. Let me pick it from there. Let me remove the constraint. Okay, I've removed the constraint. So now let me make sure that you don't move it sideways. Make sure that it's straight like that. I'll click once. Then I'll also take it down there. Make sure that just remove the constraint. For some reason, I don't know why the constraint is misbehaving, but I can still do that and copy. All right, then go to my 3D view. So we have it there. So what I'll do, I'll simply remove these members by deleting, select and delete. Okay, right, and this one. Okay, now this member, for now, I think in the meantime, let me just hold on a bit. Okay, here we are. Now I'll also add the members right there. And before I do that, actually, I forgot that I'm supposed to add one member here. So I'll go back there and let me just mirror this one about this point. So I'll do that and just click on mirror and just mirror like that. Let me also mirror this one by just dragging it there. I'll select that member and I'll click there and simply mirror it right there. So I'll start with this side. I'll select it and make sure that for now, just remove that one. So I'll click on tab, select on it and remove it. Then I'll select on it, go to TOC. I know that it's right here, so I'll copy it here and there. So I'll click on copy and multiple is selected. Let me constrain it this time. Let me click there. click there and just click there. All right, let's check it in 3D view. Okay, perfect. We have it right there. Now let me also select this one. Now make sure that you remove that one tab to select it and remove it. I'll select that particular member, then go to TOC. I just have to bring it here. So just click on copy. It's already selected. Then pick that one and bring it here. Escape. Check it within 3D view and you see that we have it like that. Okay. Now what we can do here, we can also just select on this particular member CS as a shortcut to create similar, making sure 3D snapping is selected, and I just want to pick this member. So you can see that you can also like try to model in 3D view. Just make sure that it's straight. So I'll just pick it there. Once you see the straight line, you can simply just click there and also pick it from there. You can as well do this in your elevation, but I think this is okay. Just click there, make sure that it's straight, pick it from there. I think you can see that maybe here you can make a mistake, so ensure that it's done in 3D. I think let me do that. I mean in elevation. So I'll go to elevation. This one is here, so I'll select this one, CS, on your keyboard to create similar. I'll pick it from there. You can see that I think the best option is to do it in elevation so that you don't miss anything. I'll select this one, go to 3D. You can see this is the one that I have. Now what I'll do, I'll select this one the way it is, then I'll copy. I think I need to go to plan view, so I'll go to eaves. I think I can open now the eaves here. So just go to eaves right there, check it in 3D view, select on it. I want to copy it there. Then I'll go to the eaves. Then I'll simply click on copy, and I can copy it from this point and all the way up to this point. Make sure that the center is highlighted. Okay, perfect. I'll escape and check it in my 3D view and see that now it's correct. Okay, now I think there are also some members here as part of the tie beam. So I'll select this one, CS, to create similar with these ones. I think I can simply do that. Just pick from there. Chain is selected, but for some reason it doesn't continue. I can also continue up to there. Now what I'll do, I'll select this one, hold Control, also select this member. Let me go to my eaves. This is the member, so I just have to copy it. So just click on copy. Make sure that you pick somewhere there. I'll add it there. Add there, just there, all the way up to the end. All right, escape, go to my 3D view and simply remove this part. Okay, so we just have this one which is not needed, a bit like that. I'll also just remove this part, it's not needed. This member has to end up to somewhere here. It's selected in 3D view, so I'll just go to eaves, okay, that particular level, and here, okay, I think it has to end up to somewhere here, so I can drag it up to somewhere here in plan view. Go back to my 3D view and you see that we have our member right here. Now we also need to add a member from here up to there. I think again I can do this one in plan, so let me go to the eaves. All right, so I'll select this member, CS, on your keyboard to create similar. Now I'm just going to pick this point and maybe I can start it from here. Am I able to pick the center? Yes. And now up to somewhere here, escape, go to my 3D view, and we have it like that. We are going to trim all these edges. If I want right now, I can do that by just going to in still tab there. Then I'm just going to, I think this one might work fine. I'll select this member, hold Control, this member, right click and finish. All right, once you create the mitre, then I just hope that this one is not outside the limits, but I think it's good. I'll select still and go to copying, then I'll copy it against this one, hold Control, select this one, right click and finish. Okay, Now maybe I just needed to move this one outside a bit. I can fix this in plan view. I think for now it's okay. All right, so we also have this part. Select this member CS on your keyboard and let me do it in plan view. I think that's the best approach. Now let me just check my reference, drawing here. So actually I just need one member from end to end so that these others can sit right there the way it is here. So I think that's what I need to do. So I'll select one, then CS on my keyboard, and I'll just pick from there all the way up to the end. Let me just try it once again. Okay, I think it's okay. Right, I can go to plan view and try to adjust it. All right. Let me also do the same on this one. I'll select on this one, CS on your keyboard. Let me pick it from there and just click it like that. Then we have it at the end also. Okay, so now the next thing that we can do here is to create our, the top part there. So I'll select this member and I'll extend this one by 1200. So the top offset, you can see this member ends all the way up to the eaves. The top offset, if I extend it by 2, I can have it like that. Now what I'll do, I'll just draw the top chord and also the top chord there and also the chords inside there. So what I'll do for the chords, I'll use a beam. So I'll simply go to structure, I'll go to beam, and I'll use a 203 by 133. So I'll just click there and just pick a 203. Where is it? We have 203 by 133. This is circular. Okay, I think I'll use this one so that now make sure that 3D snapping is checked, and I'll just pick it from the top there, and I'll just pick this top part also. I have it like that. Then I'll also pick that top part there and pick this one here. Now what I'll do, what I can do here, I can leave it the way it is. I can just weld here and there. This is fine. Or if I want, I can, ensure that I miter this one and that one, and then this one sits at the bottom. But I think this is okay for now. But here it doesn't look right, so I need to copy this member against this one. So I'll go to steel and just click on copy. I'll select this one, hold Control, select that one, and right click and finish. So this is what I want. I can have a weld there. Then I also go to steel and I'll pick the copy, this one, hold Control against this one, right click and finish. Okay. All right, what next here? We have some members inside here. So for this one, I'll just use maybe a column there. Okay, so I'll just go to structure, then I'll pick this one. I'll pick a 152, maybe this one here. And now for this one, make sure that you activate. I can do it in elevation or even here in 3D view, but make sure that you activate that particular level, which is the eaves. What I can do, I can even select this one, CS on your keyboard. The eaves activated. What I want is to be having that line on top so that it sits right there on top. So I can just click there. Now I'll change this one because I don't want this particular member. I want the 152, this one here. Okay, this is the one that I want. Now I can check this one, select this one, and ensure that that dimension, I can see the dimension from the center in 3D. Maybe now I can space it correctly. I want to have 2000, maybe up to there. And let me select this one here. Now if I select on this member, you see that I can control the offset. Maybe let me change it to 1000 as the top offset, maybe even up to 500 so that it's shorter. Okay, something like maybe 700. Okay, somewhere here. Now I'll copy this one. I'll select this member and click on copy. Right now, if you want, you can also use a truss, but I just want to create it on my own, add my own members. But trusses, there are also lessons on my channel where you can use trusses if you want. So there are so many ways of dealing with this. All right, so now what I'll do, I'll copy it from the center or even from this one. I think the center should highlight. Okay, from there, and at 2000, maybe somewhere there, I'll select this one, then pick this member, and let me leave it at maybe 400. Okay, now what I'll do is to just copy this member against that one. So I'll simply go to Steel and I'll click on Copy. I'll select this member, hold Control and select this one, right click and finish. Oh, okay, now let me select on this one and click that small dot there so that I switch the arms. So that is a trick that you can use. I'll also go back once again there and click on copy this member, hold Control against this one, right click, finish. Okay, click that small dot so that it switches like that. Now there's also one other member which I have to draw right here. If you want to draw that one, you can, but I think to save on time, I can just leave it. But maybe let me just counter check here. Which member is this? Okay, this is IPE 200. So let me go back there. Let me not be lazy. I can identify it by selecting this member. Now, after selecting this member, I can go to TOC. Which one is this? I think it's right here. So I'll just also create an elevation here by going to View, Elevation, Framing Elevation. I'll just add it there, escape on my keyboard and double click to open it, all right? Because I want to create those members like the beams in an elevation. All right, now change it to fine level of detail. So now we can create using IPE 200. I'll go to Steel, or actually Structure, Beam. Now let's create it here, maybe roughly from there up to somewhere there. Okay, maybe it's fine. What I'll simply do is to copy it, or maybe it's too low, so I'll just drag it up to somewhere there. All right, and this one also, let me drag it up to the center there. Okay, perfect. Now what I'll do, I'll copy this one against this one. So I'll go to Steel and click on copy, select this member, hold Control this one, right click and finish. Okay, perfect. I'll do the same. Steel, I'll click on copy this member, hold Control against this one and finish. Okay, perfect. Now I can go back to my 3D view. We see that we have the member right there. Now on the other side, I think I can mirror, but I just need to fix the copying a bit because it's at an angle, so it doesn't flip, on the other side properly. So I'll just select these members inside, then go to that particular view. Is this one selected? Okay, I'll select it from here. Right, so I'll mirror this one. So I'll just pick this one here and mirror against that one. If it doesn't, mirror properly, I can always fix it. So let me check it within my 3D view. I think it's okay. I can fix it. I think I can add the copying. Right, like this one, I think it's not copied properly. So I'll go to Steel once again. Copying, select this one, hold Control, select this one, right click, finish. All right, let me switch the arms there. Perfect. Can add the words like that. Right, now what I need to do is to just copy these all the way up to the end, and we are almost getting there. So I'll select this member, the top one. I'll select, hold Control, select that member, hold Control, select this one and that one, select this member, and make sure that you select all the necessary members so that when you copy, everything should be, copied on other locations. So this is the edge. So I'll go to TOC. Okay, I'm assuming that this is the one. I think I haven't forgotten. So I'll just click on copy. Then I'll pick this point up to this one, up to that one, this one, and this one. Let's check it in 3D. Our escape. Okay, perfect. Everything is there. Did we miss anything? Not at all. I think everything looks good, as you can see from here, and we are getting closer to what we want to achieve. But make sure that you watch all the way up to the end so that you don't miss any tips. Now, right here where we are, we have to extend, because you can see that this is just a column which is extended all the way up to the top. So I'll just select this one and hold Control, select that member, hold Control, select this member. Where is the other one? Right here. Select that member and select this member and the top offset 1200, and you see that we have fixed the top part right there. Now we don't need this member, so it's just a matter of removing this one. Select on it, just remove it, including this other one. You can just remove it like that. So these members also, they have to disappear. Right, we are using the copying method so that we can be extremely fast, because whatever is already created, you just have to copy. All right, so now here we are. All right, so now we also have to, to copy up to this point here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going first of all to copy. I should have copied it at the end there, but maybe let me first of all add a column on top here. I'll select this column, then CS on my keyboard. Now, since the eaves is selected, all I need is the dotted line sitting on top there. So I'll just make sure that, okay, you can see the dotted. The reason is that I think let me change let me just go to VG, Visibility Graphics, Filters. I think the blue color for this member is not good because I can't see, those lines. So I'll change this color. For now, let me just have a green color. Okay. Okay. Apply. Okay. All right. I think this way I should be able to see properly. So I'll select this one, CS, to create similar. And you can see now the blue one there. It means that to sit right there on top. And as you can see, the blue line is there. I can just click and I have my column right there. Okay, perfect. I think I can now do the same on this one, this particular one. CS on my keyboard, or select the member first, then CS on your keyboard. As long as you are able to see that blue line there, you are able to place it, the center one, and you see that it sits right there. All right. Let me also do the same on this particular one. Make sure that the blue line sits right there on top, right there, and we can have our member there. Okay, now we can copy these other members. So what I'll do, I'll just select this one and I'll hold Control, select this member, select this one and that one, finish the selection all the way up to the end, select all these members, hold Control and this one. Now let me go to my eaves once again. Yeah, I think what I've been missing is that this point I can see it from here. Okay, I don't know why I kept on struggling within the 3D view. So ensure that we are in 3D view because you have that point. From here I can easily click on copy and I don't have to worry because the multiple end constraint is selected. So I can just pick the center and ensure that I pick the center like that. Okay, so I'll go to my 3D view and you see that it sits right there. So even for this particular column, you can make sure that you do it within that particular level, which is the eaves. Because from here, you can just go there and click on column and you can change the height, maybe from the eaves, or maybe you change it to height. Okay, we are at the eaves and then use unconnected, then put 1, 2. Okay, this is the fastest way. So don't struggle there in 3D view. Use this method because it will sit right there. Did I add one here? I think I did, but doing it in 3D, you might miss something. So ensure that you do it in plan view like this. You are able to add it right there. If you go to your 3D view, you can add it properly. Okay. So what do we have here? The next thing is also, I think this one also. Now I'll make sure that I add it in plan view. Okay, we have this one. It has to go all the way up to the edge. Go to this one. It's right here. We have to move it there. So just click on copy and just pick maybe from the center this one and make sure that the center is highlighted. Select that one. Go to your 3D view. Escape. And you see that you have it right there. All right. Now, there's also something that I need to do here. I think we have a member here. Again, it's just a matter of picking this member. I think I'm able to do it. Let me try it. I'll select this one, CS on your keyboard. I can pick this one, and I hope I can also pick the center. Okay, I'll pick this one. Okay, it's slightly off axis, so I can simply copy this one to this other one so that I don't create a model with so many errors. So I'll just pick this member, hold control, and that one, and this one here. Now I'll go to my eaves there. I know that this one is sitting right here and it has to come here. So I'll simply click on copy. Make sure that you pick the middle part. I'll pick that line in the middle, the center, and now come here and zoom in until the center highlights. Okay, so we are good. No errors whatsoever, and it cuts there, picking everything from there. Okay, we can miter here if we want, but I think because of time, we are good. We now want to add our purlins on top here. So the method that we are going to use, I'll just first of all just start with this other side. Okay, I'll go to structure. I'll use a beam system. Click on the beam system. And now what you can do, first of all, you need to set the work plane. I'll click on set work plane, and I'll simply pick a plane, click OK. So what I'll do, I'll just pick the top face of this rafter because that's where I want my purlins to sit. I'll select. Now I can just use pick lines. You see we have the boundary and the beam direction. I will just use pick lines here so that I can pick one edge on each side. So I'll pick which one can I pick? I'll pick this one here, right? One side here, then I'll come this side. I just want to pick this one here. Then at the end here, I also just pick one. Then on top here, I can also just pick one. Even this one is okay. Then click on trim or TR on your keyboard. Just trim like that. Select this one and go all the way up to the end and pick this line. Trim. Then trim this edge also, the corner, and now pick this line and trim. Click the line at the end there to trim. Now make sure that you set the beam direction. Click on the beam direction. I want my purlins to be in that direction, so I'll just select this line. Now once you do that, this is where these are the boundaries for our purlins. Just come here and check the properties. I want to have a fixed distance of 1.2, and I want it to be at the center. All right, so this is okay. There are also these other options, but center is fine for me. Then the beam type, you click there, and I want to pick the channel. I've already loaded this one. All right, so I can pick it from here. Okay, now once you do that, just click on the green check mark. You are going to have those purlins. So it's intersecting like that. Don't worry. Just remove the beam system. At least we have the initial setup. All we need to just add one at the end here and another one at the end here. The setup is good. So I'll just click on remove beam system. Now I'll just select one, right click and select all instances visible in view. I've selected these. Now I'll just use this property here to offset the Z justification. It's at top, that's why it's sitting right there on top. What I want to change this one now is to bottom. Just click there and click bottom. So all these now sit at the bottom there of this one here. Now what I can do, of course, I need one purlin here. These are set properly. Okay, so I can just pick this one and just click on copy. I think since the plane is sitting right there on top, I can always pick it like that. As you can see, it's moving parallel to the plane because I already set it up on top there. So I can just move it there. It's fine. As long as this distance is not more than this one, then that's okay because this is just the maximum distance. I can also select this member also. Just copy. The plane is on top there. So if I just pick, actually I can even pick it from there. If I just drag it like that, I can always make sure that it's parallel there. I can make sure that it sits there and I can select this one. I think it's okay. I can even move it down there. I think this is how you can add your purlins. As you can see, we have the entire structure done. Now, as an exercise, proceed and add the other purlins on the side here. So this is how you can create your structure just in this simple way. Now, if you like what I'm doing on this channel, please make sure that you like my videos. Comment there. If you need more lessons, I'll be able to do it for you. See you in some upcoming lessons.